Oh my God.
That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty dang good.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I was
hang on. Really?
It's the day-to-day life. Wanna know what it's like?
Mom!
Just an average family with a few million likes. We're a husband, a wife, and a kid in the limelight. 24/7 just to F and get by. It's a house full of love. No, we can't let it fade. So let's add a podcast just to make it insane. It's that MOMager life. We take it day by day.
Mom!
What do you want? I'm trying to sing a theme song.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to MOMager, a Barton fan podcast where we take you behind the scenes of Hollywood family life. I'm Felicia.
I'm Malachi.
And I'm Lauren.
Before we get started with this podcast, make sure you hit subscribe or follow wherever you are watching or listening to this podcast. And also don't forget to head on over to our Patreon where you can go further behind the scenes of MOMager.
I'm so excited for this episode because we're going behind the scenes of a show that really changed my mom's life, American Idol.
Yes,
Very
I'm
fun.
so
It
excited
changed
about
my
it.
shirt too.
Yeah.
It did change your shirt.
Yes, it did.
Lauren is
This
throwing
is-
it back.
That's right.
He's
This
throwing
is
it
a
back.
shirt that I wore when you were on Idol.
I know, which is,
This is-
we will throw up an image because the before and after, the glow up is real,
Yeah.
Lauren. We are
That's
so
good.
proud of you. I'm really excited about this episode. Also about the guests that we are going to have on this episode today. I just can't wait for you guys to meet these fantastic people. So make sure you guys stick around because it's about to be an epic episode.
It's gonna be super fun.
Yeah.
Before we bring on our guests though, babe, let's talk about your Idol experience a little bit.
Yeah.
During the first episode, you shared some of your journey.
Yeah.
As a contestant and how it's come full circle to you now working on
Yeah.
the show, which is wild. But what's something that you haven't shared with us yet about your Idol journey?
Yeah, I think in the first episode, the Road to Hollywood episode too, I think I
Mhm.
shared a little bit about my time on American Idol. I think one thing that I haven't shared yet necessarily, I've shared around, to people in general, but is that I got cut at the top 50 of my season. And when I got cut, I was actually quite shocked. I'm sure there's footage of me being like shocked.
It made no sense.
It was.
No.
because-
I can impersonate her reaction to getting cut.
You have a video of it?
No, but I
And you remember
remember
it?
the video.
You were a year and a half.
No, I've looked back on the video.
Oh.
You go, oh my God.
That's actually pretty
Actually-
good. That's actually pretty dang good.
Oh my
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
No, hang on.
actually shocked.
Hang on. Really?
Yeah, that's good, Malachi. It was the disbelief.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. What I remember from that moment was the utter disbelief
Yeah.
because you were so dang good. You literally, you outsang everyone on that show up to
Not
that
everyone.
point.
No.
Well,
I think I was, obviously I was younger and I had been leading worship in churches for a really long
Mhm.
time. I had been like busking out, on the street corners and playing in like clubs and
Beach
bars
Street,
and
USA, Virginia
and
Beach.
restaurants and all kinds of stuff like that. And so I think I always felt like I was a big fish in a little pond and I wanted to see if I could be a big fish in a bigger pond. And when I did American Idol, I was testing that, I did not know that world. I didn't know the reality television, and it's a very different show back then than it is even now. And so I think it was just like kind of figuring out my place and being shocked because I really did think that I was gonna be the next American Idol.
Totally.
As cheesy as that sounds, but yeah. So
we were all in, like, we from
Yeah.
the East Coast to the West Coast.
yeah.
We had signed those crazy NDAs, and
Mhm.
just like it felt like transformative
Yeah.
for your life. It felt like it was all on the line.
Yeah. So when I got cut at the top 50 and I went home, I went home feeling like it wasn't done. I think that's maybe part of the shock that you were like, imitating, is that I really felt like I wasn't done with that season. And so I went home and I did a lot of work on me. And for whatever reason, I just had this gut feeling that I was going to get put back on the show. And so I don't know if I've told this story
yeah.
on the podcast or not, but you were golfing one day and I was sitting in our little condo, with a baby, and a friend of ours had bought me this book called The Chicken Soup for the American Idol Soul.
That's right.
And in it, there was a story of this girl who had been kicked off and then had been cut and then got brought back on. And I literally remember I called your dad and I was like, babe, I don't know what it is. I just feel like I'm going to get put back on the show. And he was like, all right, well, let's just like work as if that's what's going to happen. And so I got a trainer and I got like a whole makeover, like literally like an entire makeover done. And I was expectant.
You did the Ken to Benward faith it till you make it thing.
Yeah, I faked it till I made it. Yeah.
All those things that you did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know what would happen. I just expected it, honestly. I expected that it was gonna be a part, that it wasn't over yet. And so when I got that phone call that night that the episode aired, saying that I was going to be flown back out and that one girl was out and I was in, it wasn't shocking because I expected it.
Yeah, you had prepared
and so
yourself for it.
and I think that's like the coolest to me telling the story. The best part about it is like, be prepared. Like you know, what is it? Like plan to, or I even said it, if you fail to prepare, then you prepare to fail. And so I think that was the biggest lesson that I took out of that experience on American Idol is be prepared. Like for whatever you're dreaming of, go ahead and start prepping for that now because you never know when that opportunity is going to come.
Tell them about the American Idol world right now.
I mean, working on American Idol now is the absolute best. Like I love being a part of the show. I love being a part of these stories with these people that come from all over the country and now even the world. This season is fantastic. Every season has been a blast, but I don't know. Every season I'm like, it's just different. It's just different because it
and you light up, honestly.
I
like
do.
You really light up. It's like you've worked a lot of really cool jobs as a singer and on TV, but this one's special. And I think it's the people you get to do it with, the experience that you have. It's also a fun point in our journey as a family. It's like it's become a rhythm the last few years that, you know, around the top of the year, we get to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
For you to film the Hawaii episode.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, all of it. I love being a part of it. But I mean, to show now, I thought that I would put together a little video montage to take our viewers and our listeners behind the scenes of my American Idol experience. Really like what it's like for me to film an episode of American Idol. So check this video out.
Good morning. 6 o'clock. I'm on my way to work. Show day. Easter Sunday. Today's gonna be a little BTS if I can remember to film because it's really busy. We're singing with CeCe Winans, Brandon Lake, Carrie Underwood, Lionel Richie, Luke Bryan. It's about to be epic. Lots of music today. It's a 3-hour episode. Here we go. It takes me about an hour and 15 minutes or so to get to the studio from my house. This is Roger, our stage manager. My guy, Brandon. I ran into Malachi's old teacher, Frankie. And Tim Davis, who did the choir arrangement for How Great Thou Art with Carrie Underwood. Even though it's a show day, we start with dress rehearsal. That means we run all of the numbers, including artists and contestants. These cuties are the Brown 4, a viral sensation, and we brought them in for this special Easter episode. We are singing with CeCe Winans for the 2nd season in a row, which I just still cannot get over being able to sing with her. This is us singing for one of the contestants. I believe this was with Jamal, and he sang Forever. We got to bring in an additional few singers for that number. This episode was called Songs of Faith, so we also had Jelly Roll and Brandon Lake come in and sing their hit Hard Fought Hallelujah. This is us rehearsing Reckless Love with one of the contestants, Thunderstorm. He's so good. Like I said, this episode was super fun because we got to bring in a bunch of extra singers. There's our regulars, Brandon, Norel, there's China, Tahila, Jamal, Portia, Andy, Summer, Christine, Caleb, and Carrie, and there's me. We were prepping for the Eternity performance with Lionel Richie, which was fantastic. Great job, you guys. Then we head back to our dressing room to get ready, and here's Pete teaching Joe how to tie a tie, because these rock stars don't wear ties too often. This episode was a little complicated because we had lots of costume changes. There's Roger getting ready for showtime. The audience is full, and there's Brandon, Norel, and I getting our pre-show selfie game on. So as you guys all know, I absolutely love being on this show. And it's kind of become a tradition that the first episode of our live tapings, I always tell the band how much I love this show. And this was that moment. After it was all over, Chris served us a little communion.
Show's over. Show's over. Good job. Great job, team.
Felicia led us all the way to victory.
Yeah, go team.
And now it's time for bed. Hope you enjoyed coming behind the scenes of a day with me on American Idol.
Okay, so I told you guys this was a very special episode for me, going behind the scenes of my American Idol journey, and we've talked about some of that already, but we are coming to the end of the current season of American Idol, and I thought there was no one better to bring on to talk about the stories and the journeys of these contestants than my boss, the executive producer, showrunner, an incredible human, friend, and also an amazing mom, Megan Michaels Wolflick.
Let's give it up.
Oh, come with
We have a clap track.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Actually, we just brought the clap track in just for you.
Come with me everywhere, Felicia.
Well, I will be with you everywhere.
Okay, you will.
Like literally 6 days a week.
We are in the vortex.
And I'm so excited.
The most
But you're
wonderful
like,
time. Yeah, for me,
You're
I'm
in
like,
it.
it's where all the roads come together. Auditions, Hollywood Week, live shows.
Yeah.
Everybody, a whole new crew comes on. We do the live shows and they're all fresh faced and they're ready to go. And we're all in the edit like,
you're like slowly melting into the vortex.
Like, we're fresh. We're feeling good.
Yeah.
No, we're not. We are feeling great. We're excited.
Yeah. It's an incredible group of singers. And I want to talk all about that. But first of all, before we get into the Idol stuff, I really want to talk about, here's the thing with MOMager, the reason we did this podcast is because we love taking people behind the scenes of our Hollywood family life and other people's family life as well, and talking about the power of family in this entertainment business.
Yeah.
And you're an amazing mom. And you have two incredible boys. And as cool of a job as you have as being the showrunner of an executive producer for American Idol, I would imagine that your favorite job is mom.
Yeah, I mean, beyond, and it is, for sure. Two boys. I have 9 and 12. Dealing with a lot. It's, heavy sports schedule. You know, we're trying. I want to be there. I want to do all the things.
They're playing baseball.
We have baseball. We have soccer. We have flag football. We have basketball.
Yeah.
My little guy plays 4 sports. My older son's just soccer. But it was funny because I was on a Zoom yesterday and people were like, oh, great. How was your weekend? And then a lot of people like single and like, they're like, I'm like, well, I spent 6 hours in the car on Saturday driving to Laguna Niguel for one soccer game.
Perfect. Yep. Sounds about right.
That's exactly it.
Right.
And this is what we do, right? We do for our kids and that's what it is. Yeah.
That sounds like our weekends during travel baseball.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, they did the exact same routine.
Yes.
I felt bad.
And we loved every minute of it.
We loved it.
It is fun. I know it's an era and it's such like you want to freeze time in a way. Yeah, and it's so short-lived, right? Yeah.
It's honestly, it is the best. I find it to be quite a balance though.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure even as we're like getting into this next season, next phase with Idol and stuff, it's a tough balance. You know, there are certain things
we shoot on the weekends.
Right.
So, and that is really hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my husband is also in the business. He has a production company. He's traveling as well. His brother, who's in school to be a therapist, lives with us. He's like our third parent.
So your brother's studying to be a therapist right now?
Clay's, but my husband's
Your
brother.
husband's brother.
Yeah, and he's our like funkle nanny.
Okay.
Manny.
I love it.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's 32.
Okay, cool.
Amazing.
I'm on the same path right now.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
back in school
right
now.
Where are you going?
Capella University.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
He's
my
doing it online
gosh.
and then going to do your master's.
That's
with
wild.
Pepperdine.
Yeah, he's about to graduate May 6th.
That's so
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah. So he's doing, and
That's the day that this episode is airing.
oh my gosh.
Congratulations.
Let's go.
Happy graduation.
Yeah. So he's doing like his sessions at night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like actually like the room has like extra
soundproofing,
which is
yeah.
great
Cool.
because I'm like, oh, you're like talking about personal stuff with people, and then my boys are like hitting the ball. They're playing wall ball. So yeah,
That's amazing.
it's
I
chaos.
watched this is totally off topic, but I watched a home makeover show once, and they had it was a therapist, and they built this crazy cool space in their basement that had like walls that slid and shut so that he could do therapy in the downstairs while his kids, it was like basically within their playroom.
Yeah.
Which is fascinating that you can
but I think you kind of need that, especially now these days, right? With therapy probably being the biggest profession that needs people.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I decided to wait until after Malachi leaves the house so I can convert his bedroom into my therapy office. We'll see.
Except for the fact that they won't let me move out. They won't let me move out.
You're never moving out.
Yeah,
That's right. Tell him again. You're
never moving. Your
I'm
wife,
18 now.
partner
I
will
can
come.
move out. I can go live my own life.
Oh my gosh. But
I
then
don't
there's so
need
many
them
comforts of home.
anymore.
It just, this is the future. This is they get older and they break your heart. This is what happens.
He hasn't broken your heart yet. He's still in the
but I
house.
mean, just the conversation alone is heartbreaking for a mom. Yeah.
Just the
it's
18
tough.
of it all, right?
The 18 of it all. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
I've
Not to be depressing.
I've known you your whole life. I
You
feel
have?
like, I've
No,
seen
so
that.
that's wild. You actually, so Malachi was a year and a half old when I did American Idol.
Which is wild to think that.
Yeah.
Golly, you're
Yeah.
getting old.
Yeah. Wow,
I'm kidding,
thanks.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, a year and a
Love it.
half old. And I was actually thinking about this whole journey earlier too. When I first auditioned for Idol, I didn't make it through. And we auditioned, my brother and I went out for the show together. And we went to, was it the Philly audition?
Philadelphia.
Which
Yep.
It was, I guess at that time was like the largest audition, open call audition that we had ever had.
Yeah.
It was like the largest in the history of either the
Open
world
call
or
audition.
America. I remember at the time.
It was, which, you know,
Massive, yeah.
look at Idol, always like breaking
Break it
records. I love it. And we went out that season and then it didn't work out.
Mhm.
And so then I came back the next season, which was the season that it worked out. But I auditioned for Idol the first time when Malachi was only like 6 months old.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
To take that on?
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, but I mean, that's one of the things that I love about being on the show, even now, and seeing the moms and the parents coming through.
Yeah,
and
there are a lot of
there
this
are
season.
this
Yeah.
season for sure. And watching them and kind of I feel it for them.
Mhm.
I understand the balance, but I also understand like the risk and how worth it can be.
Mhm.
You know?
I mean, what's her name? We were just watching her yesterday, 2 days
Mhm.
ago, that you were saying she's a mom.
Brianna?
Brianna.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I may have some mementos with me from Felicia's Idol days. this is
I
the
can't.
shirt that I wore when she was on the show.
Which we didn't even know if it would fit you, to be fair.
And it's still, where has it been sitting?
In a
Literally,
closet.
this morning I was thinking about what I was going to wear today. I was like, wait a second. And I've had it tucked in the corner of my closet
For this
on a
moment.
hanger
So wild.
for this moment right here.
No, that
So-
shirt has not been on
my
you
gosh.
since Malachi
How cute
was
is
a
she,
year
though?
old.
It was
So
probably like an
cute.
iron
So guys, that's the new
I
MOMager
printed this
merch.
in my printer.
That's the
MOMager. No, you should
We
actually.
have MOMager merch, but
we
it's
need
that
to use
shirt.
that.
That's a great idea.
That's so
100%.
funny.
Use that. Oh,
Wait,
that's
I've got
so
more.
cute. Oh, there's
No.
more. Oh, but wait, there's more.
No, you
More.
actually hid that.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
I'm
That was-
dead.
You
I carry this around Louisville, Kentucky.
My gosh.
For
That
your
was in the
audition.
garage.
Wait, hang on. What is Malachi? Wait, no, Felicia. Sorry.
What is AI?
what
AI
is
stands
it?
for American Idol, not the AI
Not
you're thinking
AI.
of. Yeah.
See,
Oh, that's
that's
funny.
the thing. I thought
That's
that's where my
funny.
mind went to just then
That's so
too.
funny.
Right?
AI. Yeah.
AI.
Oh, look, and it's two-sided.
That's right.
Little tip
Oh my
for
God.
those.
Someone had so much fun pre-Pinterest.
Lauren
Yeah.
did
No,
that.
I swear I helped.
You were a year and a half.
And
You
I
didn't
have
have-
memories
we were standing in line
of making that.
massive lines around the,
That
and
is a
we would
well-curated
hold this thing
sign.
up so
Thank
you could
you.
see it
That is
from
amazing.
front or back.
That
How
is
cool. And you
so
still
funny.
have it.
I was talking with Nancy the other day.
Yeah.
I still have this jacket that I definitely don't fit into anymore that I wore on the live show.
You still have it.
Yeah, it's like there's like
You
little,
can't give it away.
I
Don't
can't-
give it away. Don't
Yeah,
give it away.
It was like the first expensive
Yeah.
piece that I had ever bought too.
Wait, what brand was it? It was that brand that you were telling me and Dad about.
it was like BB, which I don't even think is
the
like
classic.
Yeah, back then.
What was the
I
other
know.
brand that you were saying? You were like, oh, this was like the expensive store back then. You're like,
I don't remember.
no.
I don't remember.
BCBC?
BCBC.
Remember CBC?
Yes,
Yeah.
BCBC.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one too.
I know.
So good.
We go shopping at the mall.
Yeah. The good old days.
I know.
We don't do that anymore.
Ancient
I have a
times.
question.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a special day because we've got like 2 superpower women in the studio right now.
Mm-hmm.
And, I know Felicia. Megan, I don't know you as well. But if you're anything like her, even if I would, and with this whole therapy thing we've been talking about, me ramping up this next part of my career and maybe being able to say to her at some point, hey, babe, work if you want to. I just think even if I tell her that, I don't know that she
I was
would.
going to say, the if you want to part is not, no.
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
be working.
It's just something. And so I'm curious about work-life balance, for both of you. How do you balance being a mom and being an executive, the pressure that you must feel on both sides? How do you manage that?
I mean, it's a struggle, right?
Yeah.
Every day. It doesn't get easier. It doesn't go away. You just have to, I don't know, you just have to be there for those moments where it counts, or you know what I mean? Especially like bedtime, morning, It was funny. My 9-year-old said to me the other day, he goes, Mom, his teacher's on maternity leave. So a new teacher came in. He goes, I probably see Miss Harrington more than I see you every week. And I was like, and I think it actually made him a little sad. And then I got a little sad. And then I realized, then you read that stat, that horrible stat that says children spend 75% of their time with you before their age of 12. And I was like,
They keep telling me that. They keep telling me
Is that 75% before the age of 12?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Recently we had heard 80% by the time they turn 18.
No, it says 75% before 12. Yeah, if you think about it. Yeah. Which is just really makes your heart sink and all the things. But you have to just treasure that time. So I think, it's a constant, right?
Yeah.
You're thinking about it all day long.
Totally.
Yeah.
All day long.
Yeah.
But you want to be there. But you also, we're living in a world where you can bring the office with you, right? You can drop my son off at baseball practice and I can bring my laptop and I can work out of the car. Honestly, like that's the beauty that we didn't have 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Even post-COVID,
right?
Our home base is our homes. All of our editors live around the country. So
you're not in the office as
3
often.
hours a day times 15 hours a week I was spent in the car.
Right.
That's wild.
Right.
I mean, you seem like obviously you seem like such a driven person, and that's something I can respect. I can respect a lot because that's something I look for in people just in general, is like drive and stuff like that. For other moms out there chasing like really big goals and really big dreams, what advice do you have for them in that time in their life of chasing goals?
Yeah, I think you just have to quote my friend Neri, short-term pain, long-term gain.
Yeah.
So things might not be easy,
but
that means that they're worth doing. So I think that's the thing too.
Great.
It's not like, I think the whole thing is like, everyone has this like image of everything's gonna be perfect all the time. And you know what I mean? Like, I lost it on my son last night. I actually lost it on him. And I was like, if someone saw me right now.
They lose it on me all the time.
I was so angry with him. And you know what? He went to bed without dinner last night for the first time. Wow. I was so mad at him.
Yeah.
And it was like that thing where it's like, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
You can't always, everyone just wants everything to be perfect so much now. And like things are messy and ugly behind the scenes within reason.
Yeah, sure.
But I think that like you can't, I don't know. That's the thing too. You want to be like perfect worker, perfect parent. They're never going.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's never going to be perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's never.
And what I hear you saying too is being present.
Yeah.
Like, so even if you're not like actually present, you're present. You're a part of the life. You're a part of you understand what's going on. And also like quality time over quantity, I think has always mattered for us too.
Yeah.
It's like, even if I'm coming home, I try to use my drive to decompress. And it's funny because even living out in Westlake now and making the drive in during the season, that's a good hour and a half some days of driving. But I actually don't mind it because my drive home, I'm able to like shut down, decompress from my day. So when I do get home, I can be a little bit more present and available for whatever else is going on. But it is quite a balance. But I have to say, I feel like you do a really beautiful job of bringing the boys into your world.
Yeah.
Like I love seeing them in the audience at the show. You got their little corner spot over there.
Yeah.
And even bring them to Hawaii and stuff like that. So that's really special to be able to kind of share those moments with them.
For sure. They think it's funny. They think that I watch TV and listen to music all day for a living. And I was like, well, kind of. Yes.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Right.
Because I thought my dad, when I was a kid, worked at TV City, CBS.
Right.
And I thought that he sold TVs.
You thought he actually sold TVs?
Yeah, I was like, he works at TV City.
And what did he do?
That is funny.
My dad is a director, Olympics,
cool.
NFL when I was growing up. So he was gone every weekend.
Yeah.
And it's like, I guess the cycle continues, right? Like the TV.
It's normal.
Or the entertainment bug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also feel like when I was on Idol, there's a video somewhere, an interview somewhere that I remember giving where I said, and I've said this on the podcast before, but the reason I was doing that show is because I want Malachi to be able to see mommy chasing her dreams, and then he knows that he can chase his dreams too.
And he did.
Yeah.
And he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that's really important.
I give all the credit to my mom.
I know, but listen, the thing is you have such a great support system, right? I mean, honestly, like two parents who are like just so passionate and positive and all the things. And that's a testament to who you are. I'm sure it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so many paths people can take. And I think it's awesome that you guys are like this power trio.
Totally.
Right?
It's fun. I think that's the thing. We've tried to always do stuff as a family. We've tried to, even when he's shooting somewhere, we've always tried to kind of, go together as a unit as often as we could.
Yeah.
I mean, this past year when he shot Zombies in New Zealand, I went out for 5.5 weeks and then I had to come back for Idol. And so we were actually apart for 7 weeks. And that was the longest we had ever been apart. But I felt like he was 17. Lauren was with him. I felt like we'd kind of gotten to the point where we were going to be fine. We've done so much together. It wasn't
as bad as that. Well, I mean, I don't know what went on between you guys during that situation, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad at all. Like, well, obviously, like I miss my mom, but like other than that, like it kind of flew by because like she's home working, I'm working, my dad's working. It's like we're just.
If you weren't busy, it would be a different story.
Right,
yeah, for sure.
And it's like if you go away, soon or move away for it's a trial run. It worked out.
I think that's what was great about the timing of that. Because that's interesting, baby. You're saying that's the longest we'd ever been apart. And I think for years prior, we had always noticed if we were to be apart that long, it would really do damage to kind of our family unit, our relationship, and something that then we would have to kind of repair once we were back together.
Yeah, we
kind of get back on track.
Find our vibe.
It's interesting, this season that we've been in with you, Bud, like now 17, 18, it's time to prepare for you to be on your own. So it's almost like better to do that in steps and in stages as opposed to like just rip the Band-Aid off the day he turns 18 and peace, you're out of here. I mean, that's, I think, and I also hear what you were saying earlier about like, it's not a bed of roses and we shouldn't expect that everything's going to go perfect or be easy.
Totally.
But it is about, hey, we're going to keep showing up.
Yeah.
And whatever this moment has for us to learn, we're going to learn it. And we're going to do that together. I think has 100%. Been our hope and,
that's so awesome.
Love you guys.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's fun. Okay, let's talk Idol.
Okay.
Because I'm so excited about this season. We have like some singers.
Yes.
Like SANG.
I know. It's kind of funny. You never know what's going to come every year. Honestly, you don't know. We can't forecast that. Yeah. It's not like we're looking for a blonde pop star, ages 22. No, we never know what we're looking for. Do I sing? No. Okay. And you know why? I can judge other voices because I don't compare them to myself.
I love that.
I like that.
I love that. That's actually a good point. It's
you know what I mean? I'm not like, I'm just, I mean like, I do, listen, I played piano my whole life. I can like, notes, I can hear pitch. I understand it. Mm-hmm. I can tell if someone's flat or sharp. I have that, which I've learned a lot over the years being on the show. Mm-hmm. But I think, no, I don't. I wish I could.
Well, I am actually fascinated by your ear because there will be a moment when something is not right. And the way in which you speed walk across the stage directly towards Chris. Yeah. And I'm usually just like, here comes Megan. Like she knows something's wrong. Like, and your ear, it's such a, it's like, well, you are a producer. I mean, but you have that even like on the musical side of it, a producer is like seeing the whole big giant, the big giant picture of everything and what's missing.
Yeah. But you guys are, listen, working with Chris and the band, you guys are like, it's like the gold standard of that. Yeah, so it's good. Yeah. And a lot of times, listen, we're talking about kids who have never performed outside of their bedrooms.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Especially with COVID.
Right.
That's like 3 years that they had no gigs.
Right. Yeah.
And then we're saying, hi, you're on a television show with 20 cameras and you have to wear in-ears. They know, so it's like, it's a lot it's a lot that we are expecting of these people in a very short amount of time.
Totally. Yeah. I always said that Idol for me was like boot camp for the business.
Yeah.
And if you can make it through boot camp, then like you're pretty set. Like you can, if you survive it, it was such an incredible learning experience for me and honestly gave me the itch for television at the end of the day. Like I did the artist thing for a while and have made a career out of singing. And so I'm so thankful, but I feel like it was like my diving board into the business. But like.
That's really important though. I think as far as like how we're creating the show or any gimmicks or things that we're doing. For me, it has to be authentic to the industry. It can't be like, let's do a twist just for TV. You know, I hate the word reality television. I actually also hate the word contestant because I really want to get away. It sounds like a game show. And I know I just really, this is real. Yeah. It should be real. You know what I mean? And that's the thing too. Like you will be up for, as you probably know, you're working 18-hour days.
Right. Yeah.
And that is what we're.
Shoot, now that I'm 18, I can work as long as they want me to
now
work.
Now
you are no longer a child. But it is true. Like you give them these tests and people that, yes, they are for the drama happens, but drama happens everywhere.
Yeah.
The music business, right? The drama happens. So yeah, no, I am excited about this group. They're a really positive bunch.
So who, from the beginning of this season, who's really stood out to you, like in the audition process?
I mean, I think, you know, like as far as story-wise, the people who have made it to the top 24, probably for the first time in a long time, are all the people that kind of stood out in a weird way. You know, it's like certain people have obviously come in with a different story or an original song. You know, some people stood out and they don't even make it to Hollywood Week. So, you know, I don't know. I think
it's always the story.
Yeah, it's always the story. But like, there's the one kid, Jamal, this year.
Man.
Insane.
Who, right?
Insane.
I mean,
our family, especially the arena audition.
Yeah.
When he sang, I can't even remember the name of it.
Anthony Hamilton.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like when he's saying, he's easy. The way his delivery is easy.
And has that old soul. But he's one that auditioned 4 years ago at a bus stop.
Did he really?
5 years ago. 5 years ago. Yeah.
No
Wait, at a bus stop?
At one of the we used to do the Idol bus.
Yeah.
And he was at the Mobile bus.
No
And I literally pulled
way.
up his tape and I was like, oh my gosh, here he was. And he wasn't, you know, something happened or, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't ready.
Wow.
So I think that's kind of a cool story as far as him being at that high end of the 28 now, last chance, right? So yeah, it's kind of fascinating how that all works.
That's that second chance though. You never
know. That's what you said. You know, Ian tried out the year before.
Did he really?
Yes.
That's incredible.
And I said no to him. And I'll tell you why. He wasn't, it's kind of weird to say this, but his father had not passed. And he wasn't singing from any emotion. He had he was almost like a child.
Wow.
And there was no connection. And I think it was very like blasé. And I think a year later he had been through so much and he kind of came back like just with this emotion and a rawness he didn't have. Yeah. So it's kind of wild how the universe works like that.
Yeah, 100%. Man.
One question I have about Idol, and one thing that has always been one of my favorite things about Idol, is there's like, we didn't plan this, but there is like the auditions that like are really, really weird and they always go viral on social media. And I want to know, how does that work? And how do those people get those auditions when
this
in reality,
is not on my cards? You're pulling that one.
I am, because I really am genuinely curious.
Well, I think the thing is, listen, like this year, the STFU girl, Sophie Powers.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Which I was literally like, am I putting this on the air? And I know my kids are going to ask me about it or sing the song, which happened. I'm like, great. Yeah. I was like, but listen, I think that what we bring is entertainment. It's like, it's kind of like, you have to ask yourself, and this is what I've always asked myself, do I want to hear this person again? It's 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. We're on set. We've been there all day. Yeah. And when this person walks in, am I going to be like, oh, or am I going to be like, ooh, entertaining?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the question, honestly. Like, it sounds funny to say, but this is who's coming. So it's really presenting a slice of who is coming through the doors. And who has entertainment factor and who has, you know, you can go back to William Hung.
Oh, yeah.
Which might obviously way before your time.
Way before his time.
But like iconic.
Yes, iconic.
And has made a career out of that moment.
Yes. Yeah.
Back then, that was my first season.
That was your first season.
That was my first full season on the show.
2003.
Well, the show, that season was on 2004. So we would have been on the road 2003.
You started in 2003 on the show.
Yeah. And I was like, literally, like, it was like
before I was born.
No, it was pretty much like one of my first jobs out of college. I was,
what was your job on the show?
I was like associate producer. Yeah, I was like
amazing.
23, 24. Yeah.
Wow.
That's wild.
And then, I was on the road and we would sit there. There's thousands of people at 10 tables and you'd filter through. You'd be like, just kind of like, it was the best of the arena, right? It was like a little bit of everything.
What still surprises you about the contestants after all of those years working on the show?
Or about the kids.
Hopefuls.
I like that.
Auditioners. Hopefuls.
We say hopefuls when they get to the top 10 finalists.
Okay. I love it. I love it. What still surprises you about the hopefuls?
I mean, I think that, and I've said this before, but like training for Idol to me is like training for the NFL, MLB,
100%.
NBA since you're a kid. So it's like, when I grow up, I want to be a professional baseball player. Okay, when I grow up, I want to go on American Idol.
Yeah.
And I do feel like you see these people who have studied, they've watched, right? They've watched.
Wild.
They know what, you know what I mean? Like it's so funny. Like Brianna, who we were just talking about, the fact that like she's now, in the context of the competition, she's sang a Carrie Underwood song, a Kelly Clarkson song. Yeah. Like these are the songs that she grew up on, right? Yeah. And now here she is, like in that full circle moment. So I would say that surprises me that there's like a lot of thought going into it and training going into it.
Yeah.
And I think people trust our process in a way. Yeah.
Well, and that's something that I've always said from behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That I love is that this, to me, this is from coming from the contestant perspective, the hopeful perspective, to
that was back when we were
contestants by then. To now being a part of the show, working on the show for 8 years now. I trust the show. Like I see that so much. And I always tell people my experience being a part of the Idol family has been nothing but incredible. Yeah. Like from the minute I was auditioning in Philly.
She's a better mom when she's working on Idol.
I'm a better mom when I'm working on Idol?
Yes.
Or when you're like kind of in that.
Oh, because I'm like.
You're just happier.
Oh. I love that actually.
Less idle
you're
time.
a better
less
wife
idle time.
when you're
when I'm working on
I'm
Idol.
saying less idle time.
Oh, Idol, IDLE.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And more idle. Less idle.
Less idle, more idle.
Yeah. That makes sense though. But also she loves to sing. So
I do.
When she can be out there singing 28 songs a week.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And with dancing, you do the same probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're singing, right?
Yeah, you're living it.
And you're fully activated in what you're good at.
Yeah.
You know, which what a gift. Do you feel the same way when you're working?
That's the thing. Yeah. I mean, that you do feel alive in a different way.
Absolutely.
But it is fun. But you want to, I mean, to be able to work and do what you love.
We're so lucky.
Beyond.
Yeah, we're so lucky.
I mean, who can say
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you can tell already, but Megan has this like weird way of remembering facts from like all of the years of American Idol.
I've noticed it.
Like, I think it's like I don't know if it's photographic memory or just like you've read these names and songs and stuff so many times they're just like sketched into your
and when I don't brain. Know, like Carrie had during Hollywood Week, Carrie had posted a couple of photos from her Hollywood Week experience, and like the third slide there was like her plus 12 other people and someone who thinks that I know everything. Like who were they? I was like, I don't know. I was like a shoot.
Funny.
I was like, I didn't know. I was like,
okay, I have some Idol trivia questions for you.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yes. Let's see how you can do.
Let's play Stump Megan.
Oh my God,
Megan.
I'm so excited. This is really exciting.
You got them, Lauren?
I've got them.
All right, go.
Are you ready?
Is there a timer? Okay,
no
timer.
No timer.
But I do have a ding for correct answers.
Okay.
And then I got this. If you're wrong, be ready.
All right.
Okay, great.
All right. Let's do it.
First question. We'll start off easy.
Okay.
All right. Who won American Idol season 4?
Easy.
Season 4 ABC or season 4?
Oh, sorry.
Season 4.
Going back Fox.
Fox.
We're
We'll
going
go back.
Carrie.
Yeah.
Carrie Underwood.
This is bad.
You got it. Okay, well done.
It was very easy.
All right.
Very easy.
Which season introduced the save?
Which save?
The
judges save, right?
The
judges save.
Judges
okay,
save.
I might be wrong, but I'm gonna go 10.
I'm sorry, it was season 8.
It wasn't you.
My
it was
season.
your season.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah. Okay.
Gosh.
You may or may not get this.
Can we also talk about the fact that she remembered which season you were on just now?
I know.
Yep.
I know.
Why? I did lock in.
All right.
Gosh.
Okay, so speaking of saves, who was the first saved used on? We now know it was season 8.
Back to season 8.
So season 8.
Oh my gosh.
Go.
This is
Putting
really,
the
you're
memory to the
really
test.
going deep.
Yeah.
Oh, this is, hang on.
I mean, you got to think through who made it to like the top. I think they did the top 13 my season.
No, I know.
So
I'm going back to the mansion and visualizing it.
right, because they stayed in a mansion that season. Yeah, all of the
I'll search up
contestants.
top 13.
Okay, female or male?
8.
Male.
Male. Let me see if I can pull up a
You want
list.
another
And
hint?
we could do a multiple choice.
Plays piano.
No, I was going to say Matt Gerard.
Yeah.
Yes, so I was going to say before the piano. Count on the zoo.
Okay.
Count on the zoo.
Okay.
Ding, ding, ding.
Kalamazoo.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Yeah,
and the fact that you even know that, like the details, Kalamazoo. Yeah.
Name 3 past contestants who went on to win a Grammy.
Easy.
And there are 4, but all you have to get is 3 of them.
Oh, Carrie, J-Hud, Kelly.
Yeah. Do you know who the 4th is?
Well,
for bonus.
Oh, Mandisa.
Did Mandisa win a
Did
Grammy?
she?
Yeah, Christian, didn't you? Yeah, I believe she did.
Fantasia.
Fantasia.
Okay, well, you could look up Mandisa.
Yeah, we need to see if
How do you spell Mandisa?
Mandisa.
Yeah.
Did Mandisa win a Grammy?
I feel like for a Christian album. I don't know.
I think she won a...
Best Contemporary Christian Music Album in 2014.
Dang.
Well
Why
done.
did that not come up? Wow.
Come on. I mean, that deserves a
That one
round
didn't
of
come up
applause
when I
right
was
there.
searching.
Come on.
Yeah.
Well
Nice.
done.
I love it.
Well
Okay.
done.
This is so entertaining.
Yes.
Okay. I know. I love this.
All right. Which contestants gave a memorable performance of Pants on the Ground and became an instant viral sensation?
General Larry Platt.
General Larry Platt, who, by the way, I didn't realize this, but he like marched in the Selma.
Yeah.
March
Amazing. I know.
Like he was like a civil rights. He's
an icon. And he's the bookend to William Hung.
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
All right.
I did show you Pants on the Ground.
Let's really put you to test here.
I know. Keep it coming.
Yeah.
Which contestant, or what are we calling
Hopeful.
them? Which hopeful famously sang "Put Your Records On" during their audition? Ooh, have we stumped the master?
Well, I feel like it's a trick question.
Not a trick question.
Okay.
True.
Megan Joy Corkery?
It was Felicia Barton.
That's what I thought it was. That's what I was going to say. I thought it was. Then I was like, it's a trick.
But I also sing that song "Soulmate." The same.
That's what I
That's
I
right.
did too. I did. Sorry, I was not remembering.
No, it's okay. I sing too. Okay, next one.
All right, you ready? Here we go.
Yes.
Few more.
Gosh, 80% here.
Which season 10 hopeful stunned mentor Jimmy Iovine by refusing to change up their song arrangement despite Jimmy's advice?
Season 11, Philip Phillips.
Oh, did Philip also?
Yes.
That was
Okay.
also.
But there was a 10. Scotty McCreery.
No.
10 was
Haley Reinhart.
Did she? But Scotty also went again. Okay, sorry.
Really?
Yes.
I'm going to give you one of these. Just
Because she brings
I feel
out
like she knows better than
more,
us.
More
100%.
stats than the internet, for sure.
Was it for Rolling in the Deep?
No, it was Earth Song.
Oh, yes.
And there was like a bit of like controversy surrounding it.
In the studio with the producers too. Yes.
Yeah, there was some controversy around the way
So are we saying then that Megan's
smarter
memory is more reliable than the internet? That's kind of what I'm hearing.
I mean, May question mark.
Well, some things don't make it to the internet, and Megan is the like.
Some things don't make it to the
internet. We're going to need a
right.
fact checker for the internet.
Yeah, that's right.
100%.
Take that, Wikipedia.
That's right.
All right, here we go. Which hopeful surprise, I'm stumbling on that every time.
I love it. You could use the C word.
Which hopeful surprised the judges by performing Bohemian Rhapsody during their audition?
Adam Lamb.
Yes. Ding, ding.
You got it.
I'm in shock right now.
It's impressive, right?
Just a couple more.
I know. I love
so
that.
Felicia,
literally.
Felicia, we talked about her audition already.
Yes.
She made headlines during season 8 when she was brought back as a replacement for another contestant.
Yeah.
Who did Felicia replace?
Joanna Pasiti.
Come on.
Oh my gosh.
I remember getting the call. I was in a bus in Orlando, Florida, headed to the American Idol Experience launch.
Were you?
Yeah.
I'm speechless right now.
Wait, I want to hear about that call. So you were on your way and they said, hey, she's out. We're bringing in Felicia.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Eyebrow.
Interesting. That was actually quite a moment for me too. From the other side of it, we had a huge watch party that night and I was getting ready for everyone to realize that I didn't make it through.
Yeah.
Like we had like 500 people upstairs at our church. I have a video somewhere of this and they're all getting ready to be like let down that I didn't make it in. That's when I got a phone call from Ken and he was like, hey,
hello, darling.
Yeah, exactly. And you're back on the show. You're flying out in the morning. And he goes, but you can't tell anybody. And so I go out and so I go back out to the room where we were the viewing party. And literally after I hang up, I walk back out. They air that I'm not on anymore, that I just gotten cut. And I'm like, guys, it's fine. Like everything works out for good.
And Felicia,
like, it'll be okay.
You're dealing with one of the world's greatest rule keepers.
I am a rule
Just
keeper.
so you know. That's
Insane
the way
rule
she's
keeper.
wired, 100%. So there was no way, I watched her brain.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Because we had been working on music for you. We had shot a music video. We already had kind of planned that night to go, hey, she got kicked off the show, but look at all these cool things she's going to do with her music. So we kind of went ahead with that. But it was like kind of like a wink,
That's
wink.
like the hardest thing ever for me because I am such a rule keeper. Like everything
That's a hard secret
But we were
to
also
keep.
in a room with the people who we knew who mattered to us the most.
Yeah, 100%.
The people that
Our
we
families were all there.
If it was me, fun. I would have walked into that room and I would have been like, "Hey guys, don't even worry about it. I just got a call.
Now you know
I'm back on the
not
show.
to tell secrets.
I made it.
We're good. I'm back. I'm winning."
Also like pre-social media, like when we couldn't talk about anything back then.
I'm just gonna need you all to sign an NDA on your way out.
Part of me still, even when I see some of the hopefuls post, I literally go like,
"Oh, that's a big That's a whole other."
Yeah, it's
Don't
wild.
read the comments.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For all of
100%. Yeah, for sure.
Are you ready for
what do
another
we have
one?
left, Lauren?
I'm so excited about
Which hopeful from season 9 shocked the judges by singing Straight Up by Paula Abdul in a slowed down acoustic version during Hollywood Week?
Andrew Garcia.
Wow.
Come on.
That is so good.
Great job.
All right.
This has never happened before.
One final bonus. Well, we've never had Megan on the show to, give us all the Idol trivia. What's the final bonus question, Lauren?
All right, here we go. For the bonus, can you name all the winners of American Idol in order?
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
We're talking about so starting
From
with
the
Fox?
beginning.
Starting from Fox, please.
Okay. There's no time limit here, right?
No.
No,
Okay.
I'm watching
Kelly,
Yeah.
Ruben, Fantasia,
You don't have to hit it every time.
Carrie, Taylor,
Yep.
Jordan, David Cook, Chris Allen,
Yep.
Lita Wise, Scotty McCreery, Philip Phillips, Candace Glover.
Wow.
Now these next three are tricky. Caleb Johnson,
Yep.
Nice.
Nick Fradiani,
Well done.
Trent Harmon,
Uh-huh.
ABC,
ABC.
Okay.
Maddie Poppy,
Uh-huh.
Lane Hardy,
Uh-huh.
Just Sam, Chase Beckham, Noah Thompson.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Oh my God! This is harder
You're
for
right
me.
there.
Oh my God! No,
Two seasons
I'm
ago.
gonna get there, guys.
You
I'm gonna
already
get there.
mentioned them
You got it.
during this podcast.
Don't let
Oh, Tommy. Oh my God!
There we go.
Am I, and then Abby.
Yes.
Oh my God! How did that happen?
I like.
And for
That's
extra
hilarious.
credit,
Extra credit.
just Sam's birth name.
Oh,
Samantha Diaz.
there you
Well
go.
done.
Oh my God! I can't.
come
that is
on.
so
Let's
embarrassing.
Let's give it up
I'm
one time.
flabbergasted.
So
Honestly,
embarrassing.
that was really, really
That was
good.
so embarrassing. I'm
Embar-
so mad at myself. Yeah.
You knew all of them. That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Of course.
I
I could do
knew-
the
yeah.
runners up, but that will take too long.
Wait,
That's
can
impressive.
you actually do the runners up?
Should we try?
I say we
Do you
try.
want to?
Okay, just for fun.
Okay, go.
Justin
Let's see.
Pull up a
Guarini,
list.
Hold on.
Pull up a
Clay
list.
Aiken,
American Idol.
I'm with
Diana
her. I
DeGarmo,
can go
Bo
for it.
Bice, Catherine McPhee,
Uh-huh.
Blake Lewis, David Archuleta, Adam Lambert, Crystal Bowersox.
Adam Lambert
Bauer
didn't win.
Sox. No, Chris Allen won that year.
Yeah, Bowersox, Lauren Elena,
Yeah.
Jessica Sanchez,
Jessica Sanchez. Yeah.
Cree Harrison.
Cree.
I know, right?
So good.
Gina
Irene, who I wrote the finale song for.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Yes. Clark Beckham
Yes, that would have been Nick.
and LaPortia, Renee.
Nice.
Yeah, that's right.
That was
Yeah.
season 15.
CLH,
ABC.
CLH, Caleb Lee Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Come on. This is
Alejandro.
Yep.
I loved Alejandro.
big
He was
Alejandro
Arthur
fan.
Gunn.
Yes.
Willie Spence.
Rest in
Arthur.
peace.
Did I miss one? No, Willie Spence.
Noah's season.
Noah's season. Hunter Girl.
Yep. Love Hunter.
Megan Danielle.
Megan.
And last season, Will Mosley.
Wow. Let's give it up
Actually,
one more
it's quicker
time. That was
than-
incredible.
That was better
I
than the
know.
winners.
I am.
Okay, third place. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, I could. It would take a
All
minute.
right, who
but-
was the first eliminated on every?
So there it was. There's my only. Yeah, there it is.
That's incredible.
Can you now name everybody that auditioned?
Yeah, exactly.
Ever.
Well, pretty
Ever.
much everyone.
That's wild.
Jeez, I don't even know what to say right now. I am genuinely.
I'm still mad
in
about
shock.
the EM. I'm still mad.
Yeah, and Iam's just, we just love Iam.
I love EM.
So when I came back to the show to start working was when we started with ABC
Yeah.
with Chris. And it's just been so fun to watch the musical moments that we've had
Oh my gosh.
and being a part of some of the most phenomenal.
Alejandro, look at that.
Just like
Insane.
Really, really incredible musical moments. When you say those names, especially for me, once you hit Maddie Poppy, those are the moments that are really fresh for
in our
me.
COVID year.
Yeah, right.
I'm pretty used to like the auditioning side of things. And obviously with Zombies for Dawn of the Vampires, the movie coming out, with that audition, I had to sing in the audition. It's the singing side of things adds like a whole nother level to the audition process. So what piece of advice do you have for next year's round of hopefuls?
Yeah. Just, I mean, I think the thing is, it is song choice is key.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
And also being prepared, because I always say this is a job interview.
Yeah, it is.
It's not just like you know what I mean? Like, because a lot of people will rehearse one song, right? They'll have the song, they'll go to their vocal coaches, it'll be da 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 da, and then you say, hey, what else you got?
Yeah.
And then it'll be like, oh crap. So I think the thing is just be prepared and honestly and go with if you're singing only old songs, do you have something new?
Yeah.
Up tempo. Totally. Do you have something slower?
Yeah.
So it's just like variety. Really.
Be ready for all of the
Be ready for the job
angles.
interview.
Absolutely.
Because you have to be prepared for a job interview.
Yes. Yeah.
Totally.
Absolutely. And I think you should have those in your pocket ready to go as a singer, period. Yeah. Absolutely. Because that, even when I'm thinking about who I'm hiring, for instance, like when we bring in extra singers as a contractor on the show, I'm looking and I want to see what they've got on their social media. And I need to know, I want to immediately hear options. Yeah. I don't want to just hear you do one song. I need to know that you can sing a handful of things.
That's right.
Yeah.
You don't want to get catfished.
No.
But also,
good point.
The thing is with TikTok now, they're only learning 30 seconds of a song. So you're like, where's the rest of the song? It's like, oh, that's all I know.
Right.
Like, well, that's
not
going to
interesting.
work.
Has that been like a situation?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Wow. All right. Well, you guys heard that. Learn the whole song. Jeez.
Or at least like a minute 30 of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not just the good part.
Yeah, that actually happens to me though sometimes because I'm so used to doing a minute and 30 seconds
exactly.
of a song between this and dancing. Yeah. I'll hear a song on the radio or like in a store and I'm like, that's the second verse?
Oh, I never heard that.
Didn't know that.
Trust me, that's that's the exact same thing.
One of the things that I've loved about the show that I just mentioned a minute ago with, working with Chris is that the artists that are coming on the show now really have this incredible opportunity to showcase their art through the music versus I think maybe it was a little more structured back in the day. And I have just really thoroughly enjoyed watching them be able to shape the moment that they have, on stage to really cater to them as artists and who they are. Was that a conscious decision for you guys?
Yeah, I know. Again, like going back to the whole idea of it being really about the industry and then with the original music. I mean, I think back in the day with that, when Idol first started, there was no band, only covers. You couldn't even play an instrument.
Wow.
Oh,
so
wow.
you actually couldn't play an instrument until season 7, David Cook's here, which is kind of wild to think about that.
I remember that.
Crazy.
And in fact, funny story, random anecdote, Philip Phillips came in the room. He'd got through the main arena in Charleston. And he came into the second round. At the time, I was doing like a little second round before they went to Nigel and Ken. And he came in without a guitar. And he sang Superstition, Stevie Wonder. And it was so awkward. And like, I was like, And I was like, are you missing a guitar? And he was like, yeah, I've never sang without my guitar before. And I was like, you could. And it was a cappella, right? So you're like, Philip Phillips a cappella. Could you imagine? So basically,
Singing
I was like, go grab your, exactly.
Yeah.
So go grab your guitar, grabbed his guitar, sang and played. And then I was like, okay. So I literally said, wait here. And I ran into Nigel and Ken. I was like, if you do not let this kid play with his guitar, you are going to cut him. Because like, I just knew, you know what I mean? Like you just, like, you'd be like, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And at the time we had to like ask Fox to, he sang, when you watch his audition back, he is singing Superstition in the room without the guitar. But then they let him play Thriller, which he had his guitar for. And that was like, it was supposed to be outside of the audition.
Yeah.
But they let him show off that because that's what he did. He would like, and he would flip hip hop songs and he Lose Yourself. Yeah. So it was like, it was just a funny thing. So like instrumentation, playing instruments is something that we started to introduce. And then original music.
Yeah.
Season 1 ABC was also really important at the time.
Yeah. Well, I think you guys do a beautiful job of allowing the artist to be an artist, which is
and there's a balance,
cool.
right? I mean, it's not just like, it's not just about original music. You have to be able to do covers too, but but it's a balance, and And also with Idol, like the theme nights too, which is probably a test for the industry, because if you're going to do a tribute to someone, or
I think that's the best part. And you're also still figuring out, I think a lot of them come in and they're going like, which lane am I really going to land in? Yeah. And so it's a safe space for them to be around a killer band with killer production. I mean, it's got to be quite the jolt outside of the show. Like once you're done, you're like, oh, I'm back to, oh, you mean there's not like cameras following me around?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you don't have Chris Pooley here at this bar?
Right. Exactly.
That is
so. It's definitely
it
is fun to watch.
Psychosis, the re-entry into the world after Idol, is a whole analysis to be done.
Absolutely, for sure. I've gotten a chance to talk with a lot of the contestants for the last few years, like right at the beginning for the top 24. And then, Chris and I get to sit and talk with them and share my experience, and also just how to vocally run the marathon over the course of, the 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks that we're running. And because it really is a vocal marathon, and some of them come in and they're new allergies, new all of the things, and they're not used to, and they're screaming and they're talking and they're doing all the things. So we've had a really cool opportunity to talk to them over the last handful of years to share those little moments with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm such a fan of it, for sure.
Totally.
But yeah, I love working on it. Okay, specifically for families, what is some advice? Because I came in as a mom. We see a lot of minors coming in on the show. Specifically for families, what is some advice that you give or that you would give to future hopefuls for the show, and the relationship between how to really support your kids or your loved ones when they're coming to the show?
Yeah, I think the thing is, let them be them. So now obviously there are a lot of MOMagers out there now, and I think it's that fine line of like, let your child be an independent artist. You know what I mean? Like, and I've noticed sometimes, like when a parent is in a room, or when the parent leaves, they become, they're not being, their parents are critical. It doesn't matter what parent you are, you're going to be critical of your child, good or bad.
Right.
So I just think maybe just if they, I'm not saying don't go in the room with them, but if they would prefer that you would not, like listen to them. You know what I mean? Like I guess that's the thing. Like listen to what they want and the freedom of the experience.
I agree.
But it's very inclusive, everything that we do and the process and the auditions, and you see how the family's running in the room, and we now allow all families to come to Hollywood Week, or they come to Alani, or they come to Live. So it's very involved. But I think at the same time, it is your own artist's journey. It is that person's personal journey, and they should be allowed as much freedom as they can.
I agree 100% with that, and that's really on the auditioning side as an actor. That's one of the things that that they encourage from the beginning. And you're going into your audition. This is your experience.
It's your moment.
This is your moment. We want you to have this. We want you to love it or not. Yeah. And so if you're not going to love it, then let's head home.
No, that's how, 1,000%. Yes.
As much as I am a support in this experience for him, I never want to put, the live vicariously through your child thing is just like, ugh.
And we've seen that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Over the years.
Yeah.
We've we've seen that. But I think that's the thing. I think if you're coming into the competition under 18, you have different set of rules. You're in school. You have a parent there all the time. So it's different. And how do you carve that out?
Yeah, exactly.
While breaking, not breaking the rules or breaking the law.
Well, I don't know how you do it, but it gets better and better and better and better every single season.
It's all of us.
It does.
It's literally like my favorite time of year. Not even exaggerating. It's my favorite time of year. I love being a part of the show. I love working with this band. I love being a part of a show that has someone like you at the head of it. It's really fantastic. You're a mom. You are a female, and I, as a female mom, also just love being surrounded by that, and that's really important. So I'm so thankful. I will say this every year. When we start the live shows, we have talkback mics that we talk through, to the band. And around the first episode, at some point every year, I grab my talkback mic and I tell the whole band, I just go, guys, I just love this show so much. And it's literally turned into a joke now. They all go, oh, there she is. Because I say it every single year on the first episode, because I just love being a part of what you guys are doing, what we're doing, and really just giving people all over the country and now the world even an opportunity to showcase their gifts and their talents and to jumpstart their careers into whatever it might be for their future. So thank you for what you do. Thank you for being on MOMager and talking a little bit about, the BTS of Idol.
Oh, thank you for having me. It was such a blast.
Yay! It was so much fun. All right. Well, we are going to continue taking you guys behind the scenes of American Idol. But before we do that, we're going to show you guys some funny moments of my mom when she was doing her time on Idol.
Oh, great.
Get ready. Mwah.